This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2, Welcome to DBL. It's Monday, August 16th. I'm here with my friends Stephanie and Brandon. And I got to ask you guys, right before we started, to the very last second, both of you were on your phone. What's so important?
Millennials. Plus, I was on my Instagram. I did a little Instagram post, a little Instagram video on my story to say this is my last full week here at Daily Blast Live. So when you say I'm here with my friends, one more week with my friends.
Yeah, Brandon's last week is big week. Big week.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to be really sad on Friday.
All right, we're going to address that later on.
Okay, let's do it.
I thought it was going to be something funnier than that, and I just ruined the show.
No, it's all good. Let's
all right, guys, we're going to get into that later in the week, but right now, let's get into Johnny Depp, because he's speaking out for the first time since losing his libel case. So last year, Johnny lost a high-profile case against a UK newspaper that called him a, quote, wife-beater in a story about him and his then-wife, Amber Heard. Johnny recently spoke to the Sunday Times to promote his new movie, which is only being released in the UK and not in the US. Johnny said it's all because of a Hollywood boycott of him because of his ongoing legal issues. He added that this particular area of his life has become so absurd. I think he's talking about cancel culture in general, right? How do we feel about Johnny being canceled?
Here in the States?
Here in the States, when he wasn't technically accused of anything here in the United States regarding the case with Amber Heard.
Oh gosh, well, I mean, we all were talking about this way back when all these things started coming out, and he got pulled from Warner Brothers, he got pulled from the Fantastic Beasts franchise. Movie number 3, he was in the middle of doing, well, they'd done a few scenes, hadn't they, and they had to stop and change all the production, and that was worth millions to him, and that was like a couple of years ago now. So since then, there's been multiple things that he's been dropped from, that have like been paused or waited to be released. Like now, this movie obviously is only coming out in the UK. I don't think it's so much of a big scandal in the UK as it has been here. So, I mean, I don't think he's been fully cancelled, but I think a lot of companies want to wait and see how they want the dust to settle, and they want some kind of answer or solution before they proceed any further.
So you think he's been put on pause? Like,
yeah, I don't think he's been fully cancelled, but I think everyone's being cautious around it.
Well, you know what? I mean, right now for him, that's even worse because, I mean, forget the name Johnny Depp. He's Johnny Depped right now. Like, he is hurting financially. Johnny in debt right now. And this, just while you're trying to wait this out, while you're trying to wait out the court of public opinion, because we're not talking any sort of criminal charges, criminal charges, while you're trying to wait that out, your life has been put on hold. Now legal fees, trying to fight that overseas, trying to get your name, your likeness, your image back. And by the time this really clears up, I mean, he's no spring chicken anymore. So at this point of it, if you're Warner Brothers or if you're whatever studio out there, are you like, hey, this guy is so much past his prime where we can cancel him, we can set him off to the side and show everybody, hey, look how woke we are, and we're not going to stand for that type of behavior.
I don't think they care about his age and that this has been going on for years. I think if anything, that's only going to benefit him because as he gets older, he'll be a better actor, more experienced, and well, yeah. I don't think his age will go against him.
What's good for you right now, kind of getting on what you're saying. The studios are like, listen, it's better for us not to have anything to do with you, Johnny Depp. You made us a lot of money in the past. Thank you for that, but right now, no thank you. But then if you did another Pirates of the Caribbean that's going to bring in another couple $1 million, hundreds of millions of dollars, then the studios are like, come on back, Johnny. So it's kind of like,
let's hug it out.
What are you really standing for? If they did bring him back, the studios haven't. But if they did, what are you really standing for?
I think they stand for this paycheck.
But if he
that's
wins,
what I think so too.
If he wins this defamation suit, then
but he hasn't been convicted of anything here in the United States.
But still, public opinion. The fact that he is even have to countersue, and the fact that op-ed was even like wrote about his name. In Hollywood, there's certain things you can kind of get away from. You can be on pause for saying the N-word. You can be on pause. You get canceled for homophobia. But when it comes to violence against a woman, you're done. So he has to fight it.
Well, like you said, when obviously you're talking about the music singer that did use the N-word and got cancelled, but then his sales went up. Look at Johnny Depp when all this came out. His sales with Dior went through the roof. through the roof.
You're right.
It's unbelievable.
In the end, money talks.
Money talks.
Money talks. All right, guys. J-Lo, Jennifer Lopez, is cleaning house, so to speak. Over the weekend, it appears J-Lo unfollowed her ex, Alex Rodriguez, on Instagram and has wiped all traces of him from her social media profiles. As we know, Jen has moved on with Ben Affleck, obviously, but it looks like A-Rod didn't get the memo because there's still a bunch of pics of he and Jen on his Instagram, like this one of the two back in February. This seems like such a childish thing to do because when I think back, I'm like, oh, you got to wipe out your old girlfriend from Facebook, you know? But it's something you really have to do in today's day and age to make sure everybody knows, I don't like this person, I'm not with this person, I don't want to give you any clues that I'm with this person. Here's my new boyfriend.
It's not official.
What? You're not with me?
No, I'm just like, it's just crazy that, I mean, like, they weren't together. Well, they were together a while. They were going to get married. I think it's really weird when people like fully erase like a big part of their lives. Like that was an engagement. Their families, their children, everyone lived together. So I find everyone knows she's moved on.
So you don't think she needed to do that?
No. I think it's a bit extreme, unless there's bad blood there.
Stephanie,
if there's bad blood, I agree.
Stephanie, we the millennials at the table. Let me school you a little something here.
Teach me.
Some of the rules of the gram here, ladies and gentlemen. It's not official until it's on the gram.
Instagram or Facebook?
It's not. If you don't post that relationship, you're walking around here. Let's say I'm walking around here like, guys, I got a girlfriend. Guys, I got a girlfriend. If I haven't posted it on Instagram, on social media yet, it is not official yet.
I think that's so
He's got a point. Even though it sounds childish, he's right. Don't you think? I think so.
No, I don't think so.
And,
I literally couldn't care less about that stuff. Like, no.
I know, but the court of public opinion, what we're just talking about.
I think the majority of people, the younger generation, millennials, Gen Z, Gen X, blah, 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 will all agree with Brandon. 1,000%.
None of that demographic is watching this show right now, which is why I'm schooling our audience. So now,
I guarantee they think the same as me, and they couldn't give two monkeys about what's
we're talking about it. We're talking about it.
I don't know. It's a good topic. All right, let's move on. This one's even better.
Yes.
Lizzo has had it with body shaming online. Lizzo posted a tearful video on Instagram after she received negative comments over her new video for her song Rumors with Cardi B. Take a look.
People say about me that just doesn't even make sense. It's fat phobic. And it's racist and it's hurtful. If you don't like my music, cool. If you don't like Rumors the song, cool. But a lot of people don't like me because of the way I look.
Wow.
And we've talked about Lizzo a lot on the show, people body shaming her, but she always comes back with a positive attitude saying, I'm big, I'm beautiful, in her words, and I'm happy with the way I look.
And that's what I wanted right there. That's what I wanted her to come out with, and I wanted some strong flex, some sort of video that came out and say, hey, no matter what y'all say about me, whether I'm big, whether I'm black, whether you don't like my music, no matter what you have to say about me, guess who's winning right now? And guess who? And guess because of that message and her body positivity, she has inspired so many women and young girls out there to come out and be so proud of their body structures and their body shapes. So I'll give the empathy thing. I'll sit there and I'll be like, man, come on, Lizzo, let me give you a tissue. Come on, girl. But at the same time, you get back out there on that stage, you twerk with the flute, you do whatever you do. Because you are winning right now, and that's the ultimate revenge.
I mean, she's the one that's cashing in on it, and every time someone writes a mean little comment, she'll get paid in some way or another because it's adding to her follower count, her comment count, and she'll get Instagram deals and everything else. So, I mean, I hear what Brandon's saying totally, but again, she's only a human being, you know, and there's only so much you can take, and I understand, and she's trying to say, and in a roundabout way, she's like, yeah, if you don't like the song, I totally am down for that. If you don't like the lyrics, if you don't like whatever, that's fine. But like, again, it's just bullying, isn't it? And like I say that, like, oh, it's just bullying. Like, we talk about this all the time, like the keyboard warriors, the trolls on the internet who have got such a big mouth behind their screens. But I guarantee if they saw Lizzo, they'd be the first ones running up, asking for a selfie, asking her to sign something, and then behind, you know, whatever weird name they've got to have on the internet, whatever number.
I live in my mom's basement,
whatever.
903.
Yeah, then they're all full of it.
But when you say, Stephanie, I got to push back a little bit, and Jeff, jump in, please. When you say there's only so much you can take, from who? Who in those
people that write
who in
in?
those comments matter to her? Who other than I can see if it was my mama who came up to me and was like, "Boy, you better lose some weight," or blah 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? Like then I would actually care. But if it's somebody with some weird screen name for their mom's basement writing in on her, then why should she care on
All right, let me make a point.
yeah.
Let me make
I
a
hear
point
you.
here. You're absolutely right, and so are you, right? But at some point, the comments are going to get to you. You're going to sneak down. I've had to not read my social media because I get 100 nice ones, and I get one that says something about my son or my family, and it doesn't make me feel
See
good.
red.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me pose this question. Johnny Depp could get wiped out of a movie because of the same people that are writing Lizzo. When they write Universal Studios or a big company, Amazon, they have to adjust their business model based on these crazy people. And that's what I'm going to call them, crazy people. But when these crazy people write Lizzo and say negative comments to her, everyone's like, just ignore them. They don't know what they're talking about. How can we listen to them in some instances and change their whole dynamic of what they're doing? In some instances, we say, don't worry about those people. But they're running our country. They're running our networks, they're running our big businesses, they're running small businesses based on what they write in on Yelp to the director, to the boss, whoever it may be. But in some instances, we're like, don't worry about it, and some we're like, let's change our whole business model.
And that's what I mean. It's like power of the networks, power of the numbers, and people do listen, unfortunately. Like exactly what you said, it's destroying careers, businesses, all sorts of things, bad reviews, everything.
You're winning, Lizzo. Girl, keep torturing with the
But
fruit.
hey, listen, you're right to have your feelings as well,
Yeah,
right? 'Cause
absolutely.
I definitely sympathize. Definitely sympathize. Not to that level though. Coming up on DBL, Matthew McConaughey weighs in on the celebrity showering debate. Is there one? Why he says why he hasn't worn deodorant in 30 years. Matthew.
Ew.
Closed captioning provided by.
As someone who was
Right, I don't know which way to go to because they're
So
both
to
still there.
touch on what Jeff said. Jeff said that the people, the commenters, the haters online can write in and get Johnny Depp or whoever else canceled, but the same people that write in and they're saying the same things about Lizzo, like nothing happens. The networks or the record labels don't step in
Don't mind
on
me,
that.
I'm just
Here's the thing,
mopping
the
up.
record labels, like you said, it goes to what Stephanie says,
a disaster it is
they're
between-
making money off of those comments. You're making money because the
Yeah.
algorithm, when
That's
the algorithm
increasing
hits,
that-
the more
Yeah.
people who are saying things. So I don't see, the network is looking at it like, hey, you guys keep writing in because we're making money off of it. Lizzo is making money off of this, whereas on someone like a Johnny Depp or someone who has done something to put a bad light on not only themselves but the movie or the project that they're on, that's going to lose the network money in that sense. So it goes back to what you said, Jeff. One of my first days here at Daily Blast Live, you were like, people's social media should be registered to their driver's license or
everyone
their
keeps trying to,
passport.
like, do
So if
that
you're
now.
one of those career commenters who always got something to say from your mom's basement, or even if you're successful in life, you got something to say from your IBM computer or whatever, then when you then that should be registered, and now you go try and buy a ticket somewhere or you try and go watch a movie somewhere, that network, or if you're protecting your brand or you're protecting your artist, should not allow that person to come in. That's why Taylor Swift does the facial recognitions at her concerts now.
Yeah.
So not just anybody could come in, because you think, oh, I'm paying $50 for a ticket, I get to say whatever I want to the entertainer or to the athlete. No, we need to cut that. That needs to be over. Thank you. Whew.
Yeah, bro. Welcome back to DBL. Whether he likes it or not, Matthew McConaughey has now entered the great celebrity bathing debate. Apparently there is one.
Yeah.
A lot of celebrities have been commenting on their bathing habits. Now, an old interview with Matthew McConaughey is coming to light. Back in 2005, he told People magazine he hasn't worn deodorant for 20 years. So 20 plus 15, Do the math. Matthew said that co-stars like Kate Hudson would even try to get him to use a salt rock to hide his smell on the set of Fool's Gold. But Yvette Nicole Brown said that when she met Matthew in 2008, he just smelled like granola and good living.
I think that's her way of being extremely polite and saying he stinks.
Yeah, that's
granola
that means
and
he smelled like
living.
outside.
He kind of grew up, if I could use the words hippie-ish, right? So those people live off the land. They don't really use deodorant. They're not into like shaving all their body parts. I'm being very judgmental right here, but putting it into terms. And I think Matthew McConaughey, that's how he lives his life.
Obviously, yeah, but I mean, much to the detriment of everyone else around him.
Yeah, I know you're. Do you think Matthew McConaughey's cute? I know.
I think he's gorgeous.
Okay, would you be with Matthew McConaughey if he smelled?
If it was constant and it just wouldn't stop, then no.
Really? It'd be a problem. It'd be a deal breaker.
It would be a really big problem for me if someone was stinky all the time. I understand if you've been to the gym or you've had a really busy day, it's hot outside, you come home, have a shower, sort yourself out. I don't want to be around someone stinky all the time.
That, especially
we're human beings. We all smell.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
We're all human beings. We all
I could put up with it for a couple months.
We all sweat. I mean,
that last comment, I kind of broke down that he smelled like good living. Good living to me smells like you're having a lot of sex. So, you know, that's what I took it. He smelled like granolas and good sex. Yeah.
How do you convert?
What?
Good living? That means you're living life in
to
the
me,
trailer.
Good living means like he's out, he's doing his thing. He's, you know, like you say, oh, you had a good night last night. When someone's feeling hungover and you can tell they look a bit of a mess. You had a good time. Do you know what I mean?
Why'd you look at me?
I'm just talking.
Kidding.
No, but yeah, I reckon that's what she's saying. I reckon that's a very polite way of saying he stinks.
Yeah. All right. Got another story.
I know. I still want to go back to Brandon's.
I want people to write in. What does good living mean to you all? Please.
Smelling like granola means you have a lot of sex. All right. A woman has gone viral on TikTok for her uncanny resemblance to Scarlett Johansson. Let's take a look.
There's another one.
Wow. So here is the real ScarJo as Black Widow next to her doppelganger. The woman also posted this video with a friend who looks a lot like Margot Robbie's character,
is insane.
Harley Quinn. And check out, I want to see it.
Isn't that insane?
Wow. And check out another woman who went viral on TikTok recently for looking like almost identical to Jennifer Aniston.
I didn't see that.
Hold on, I got so many questions. So there's her next to the real Jen.
Yeah.
Are these filters? Like, is this kind of?
No,
like,
this is. They woke up like
this. That's just who they look like?
They woke up like this. Yeah.
Wow, that girl looks exactly. They all look.
I think they look.
Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, the ScarJo one looks like a slightly younger version of the Margot Robbie. I'm like, wow. When I saw that, I literally watched it a few times, and I was like, why are they doing something together? Like, I actually watched that like 3 or 4 times.
Because there's these deep fake videos, right, that go out now, so it has nothing to do with that.
Yeah, no,
just how they look.
That is how they look.
Hey, wow. But this just goes to show you for ScarJo, that's why her price is so high. Margot Robbie, that's why your price is so high. You can look like me, but you can't do what I do. You can't do what I do.
What if they came out and said something totally derogatory or something?
Well, people like that.
And it kind of spun around and went viral.
Some people do, you know.
But they have a PR team that'll come in and clean that up.
Yeah, but once that bad name gets out there, once you said, did you hear what ScarJo said? And you're like, no, that wasn't really ScarJo. How many people care about the rebuttal to the story other than the front page story?
Yeah, no, you're right.
Nobody reads page 4 the next week saying, oh, sorry, we got that wrong. Gotta watch out. Coming up on DBL, who has it easier in life, men or women? We're talking all about this coming up next.
Now that booster shots are approved for some patients, will there be enough of the COVID vaccine to go around? Let's connect the dots. The short answer for Americans is yes. Earlier this summer, the government ordered 400 million vaccine doses, half Pfizer, half Moderna. Officials say that order is enough to cover boosters for everyone, not just the immunocompromised. There should also be enough doses to go around in case the FDA authorizes the vaccine for kids under 12. But not every country has the same access to the vaccine. The World Health Organization is asking for countries to put the brakes on boosters until the end of September. It wants every country to get at least 10% of their population vaccinated before we talk about a third dose. Doctors are concerned if some countries are left unvaccinated, the virus could spread unchecked and create an even more dangerous variant. The White House says it's trying to help. So far, the U.S. has donated 110 million doses of the vaccine across more than 60 countries. Other wealthy countries like Great Britain have pledged to make similar donations. They're also donating money for staff and logistics to actually get those shots into arms. And that is connecting the dots.
All right, this should be fun. Welcome back to DBL. Okay, ladies, have you ever thought it might be easier to be a man sometimes? So here's what some people on Reddit said were some not so obvious advantages. One person said, men don't have to buy bridesmaid dresses. Well, I should go on and say we have to rent them. Women have a lot of social obligations and overtime and can really add up.
We have to buy the ring. And remember we did that story where Shaq bought that guy the ring, and Stephanie was like, "Oh no, I wouldn't marry him. Shaq bought the ring." Yeah, so keep your little bridesmaid dresses. We'll go in the Johnny Depp trying to buy a daggone ring.
You know what? This is something that's very only in America, because in England it is the bride's responsibility to take care of the bridesmaid dresses, and it's the man's responsibility to take care of his groomsmen, and they buy them their outfits.
That's great.
Yeah, in America it's like you have to buy it yourself, don't you? In England that's like not really how it goes down.
Sponsored by Men's Warehouse over here.
I like that rule. I like that rule. All right, another person on Reddit said men only have to shave above the neck. Women have to pluck, wax, and tweeze.
Well, I know you do a bit of tweezing, don't you, love?
I do a little tweezing, and I do a little grooming below the neck.
You little manscaping.
There you go.
You tweeze, Jeff?
Yeah, I tweeze.
Yeah, he does his eyebrows.
You're so Jersey Shore, it's crazy.
Listen, they're not arched, but they're clean.
All right. How would you say he did on his tweeze?
Why'd you come at me so aggressively?
No, because I know, because you're very like anti-hair, really, aren't you?
On women?
On women, yeah.
Even on myself.
Even on himself.
Even
to
on
be
myself.
Fair.
Yeah.
I'm like both ways with you.
I'm a smooth kind of guy.
Right.
There you go. Yeah. Waxing's painful though. It's no fun for anyone.
Wow. No one wants to have any fun with that whole thing, huh? All right. Last, but not least, men can fit almost everything they need in their pockets. Women have to carry a purse that they have to keep calm and clutch
on. Yeah.
To keep calm and clutch on. And a clutch on? What does that mean?
It's like keep calm and carry on, but they're saying keep calm and clutch.
I totally missed the joke. Don't put jokes in the prompter.
Come on.
Don't put jokes. I'm going to ruin your joke, and then I'm going to make you feel bad.
I'm not going to lie. I go over to Europe. I go up to Europe, and you see the men with the merces and the satchels.
Yeah, it's a thing.
I kind of want a satchel.
You could
I want a
totally
satchel.
pull off a
I want a
sandbag.
satchel. I'm not going to lie.
Listen, they're in. Those ones that you connect over, like with a little, you could rock that.
Yeah. No, I definitely think it's really cool. There's nothing wrong with a guy carrying a bag. I think it's really cool. You've got all your stuff in there. It can look really classy.
How come if you do that, it's kind of cool? If you fanny pack
it, it's really not cool. Just don't do it.
But it's the same bag.
Because you wear the open-toe Nike sandals too, you know, with the straps. Like the fanny packs come with those Nike sandals.
But
you know
isn't
what I mean?
Crazy? Like you take it off here and put it here, and you're like, "What's up?"
Yeah.
And if you put it around your waist, you're like, "Hey."
I guarantee in another 10 years, people will be wearing it there again.
Nothing says I lost my virginity yesterday than having a fanny pack on as a grown man.
Just don't do it.
We took it there. Huh? All right. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
It should go without saying, don't do this. But if there's a way to get out of class, students are going to find it. And it looks like kids in England found a way to fake a positive COVID test. Now, our research says it's true, but there are easy ways for teachers and parents to spot it.
Dozens of videos just like this have popped up on TikTok. The creator gets a COVID rapid test, dips it in soda, and boom, fakes a positive COVID test result. Hey, that's at least 10 days he gets off from school. So is this real? Let's verify. Our sources are the COVID test company LabCorp and Dr. Mark Lorch, a chemist and testing expert from the University of Hull in England. According to LabCorp, this faking of a COVID test can't be done to a PCR test. Those are the tests that take a couple of days to get a result. But the rapid tests...
If you drop some cola or orange juice or other actually acidic beverages onto the lateral flow tests, you get what looks like a positive result.
Dr. Lorch says it's not because the beverage has COVID in it. The acid basically breaks the test, which makes the result look like a positive result.
You can spot a fake positive because if you let the device dry out a little bit and then add the buffer solution that you get with the test back to it, it washes away the fake positive line.
Which brings us to, how can parents and teachers prevent this from happening?
Yeah, it's very simple. Watch the kids when they're doing it, okay?
Yeah. So we can verify, yes, soda or juice can give a false positive on a rapid COVID test, but not a PCR test.
Now, TikTok has been taking these down as they come up, but new stories just like that one keep popping up every day. With your Verify, I'm Matt Gregory.
Welcome back to DBL. We love sharing your comments, Steph.
We have got 2 comments.
What was your last comment, Jeff?
It wasn't air appropriate.
From Jenna and Shelley. So Jenna says, I like when men carry bags. It shows they've got their life together.
We were just talking about that.
Yeah, I'm here for it. And Shelley says, I don't care if Matthew McConaughey wears deodorant or not. I think it fits his whole vibe. Good for you, Shelley.
You say that. No. Damn, wait till your 10-year anniversary.
She likes that good living.
Gorgeous, but I need a bit of
That's just nothing but
deodorant.
fruits and berries. We'll see you guys tomorrow.